Greetings, dear viewers. This is TarotLumination. It's 31st of August. It's a Thursday evening over here in sunny, warm Las Vegas. I just put out something a little bit earlier with a theme of revolution. And I made a note there that I feel like I'm watching weather data. There's this wonderful app, it's called Zoom Earth, and you can see all this amazing data live in real time as it's unfolding. You can see the wind, the rain, the hurricanes, the tornadoes, the fires, the earthquakes, the flooding, all of it in real time. Anyway, I like tracking those things because to me it's very interesting. And I feel this deep connection with the astrology. As you know, I like to share that with you. And early this morning, I was just doing my usual, like, sniffing around what's going on out there. You know, like wild animals do it. A lot of people do it. First thing they do in the morning is like, they'll get up, they'll go like, what's going on out there? Birds on a wire, you know, Twitter, X, YouTube, whatever your, you know, TikToks and all of those things. It's all about people going, blah, 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 blah. Did you know that? Whoa, whoa, I had no idea. Wow. Oh, look out. Hey, did you see this? Anyway, it's that kind of stuff. And I try to filter through to get some stuff that, to me, feels important. I need to, it's like I have a filtering system. What's important? Everybody has different filters. I'm just sharing the stuff that I find interesting. And anyway, let me get to the point. When I was doing my scanning this morning, is that Kaylee? Or Chaylee? It looks like, I'm guessing it's Kaylee. I don't know. Welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Did you just stumble on the channel for fun, out of curiosity? Anyway, we've been here for years. And please like and subscribe and hit the bell. I need to grow the subscribers astronomically, and I need to bust out of this sickening algorithm where I've been trapped under the tarot devil card for a long time. perhaps it's a trap of my own making. Yeah. Shaylee, thank you. I got it right first time. See, it's the psychic ear. As you know, some people know that every now and again we deal with psychic phenomenon here. Could be pets, could be people, loved ones from the other side, remote viewing, remote healing, visuals, clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, clairsmelliance. We do it all. Thank you, Kelly. Anyway, I'm doing everything I can to, let's say, advance and evolve with everyone and everything else. And sometimes it's really, really hard, but I try. And so I had to find a way to get data presented in such a way, because some of you know I do my astrodoodles. I do it all by hand, okay? Oh, you're a Capricorn, Kaylee? Okay. Remind me later. Tell me what degree you are of Capricorn. Maybe we can play around with that a little bit. Do a bit of nudging, you know. Anyway, so I've been smelling it for a long time. Revolution. Revolution is in the air. We're very close to it. We are at the cusp of revolution right now. We've been hovering there for years, the last couple of years, and in the rest of 2023 and up to 2024 and into early 2025, we are crossing the cusp from where we are right now into pre-revolution, into actual revolution, okay? Or you're dealing with a Capricorn. You're 26 Pisces. Okay, 26 Pisces, highly relevant today. Maybe we can talk about that later. Please remind me, but I got to get on. So, in the spirit of revolution, I broke out and I decided I got to find some kind of software where I can really play around with it, and it's free, because some of the really good software is very, very expensive. I can't afford it. I can do a lot with very little. I'm very thrifty and frugal like that, and I found something on Astrology land that might work. I don't know if I'll use it long term, but anyway, I decided I got to pick out something and show it to the people, to actually show it. And it isn't just me making up stuff with, color markers and astrodoodles. I don't make it up. It's real. It's just that my interpretation is a little, crusty on the edges. I do it by hand, It's artisanally crafted astrology. Just for you, for the discerning viewer. We're not just any astrology channel here. We're not just any tarot channel. We make real live astrodoodles. Anyway, let me see if I can do this. Bear with me. Okay, so I'm a little bit nervous, but I think I can do it. This is me taking little baby steps forward, okay? So I'm going to show you something through my little tablet here. I sourced this morning, and I played around, and here's what I found, okay? Let me see. As you can already see already, give me a second. I'll let you see it better in a minute. This is September 1st, and then that's, wait a minute, August, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Okay, so I have a chart here for 1st of August, 2025. I know it sounds far away, but it really isn't. The way things are happening these days, we'll be there before, almost before the show is over. Now, here it is, and I did a screenshot and everything. Let me see if I can show you without blowing up the lenses or anything like that. So this is a forecasted chart. Oh, it's not that clear, is it? Forecasted chart for 1st of August 2025. Now, what I'm going to point out here, hopefully you will recognize this. You know, for the last, oh damn, I lost the picture. How did I do that? Oh, I have to keep it moving. Sorry, I have to keep things moving here. I'm a little bit nervous, okay? Just bear with me. So, please look at this. Do you see this triangle here? Here, here. Do you see this kite? Here, 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 here. Those are already pre-existing in some of my... Oh God, where are they? Hold on. In some of my current astrodoodles, all right? So these things do happen, all right? I make them a little more vivid. This is a grand trine. This is the stuff we did a few days ago. This is the kite. I don't know if you can see that. There's a kite shape there. Let me go back. Let me see if I can find a better one. There's a kite shape there, okay? Do you see that? That's a kite. It's very strong, very harmonious, very powerful. This one's in the earth signs. Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, okay? Now, fast forward, completely different time zone. God, I have to keep doing this. Sorry. If I was like a super tech expert, I would have a very glossy, flashy show. And if you look very carefully here, you can see the kite. Okay? Let me see if I can show it. There is the top end of the kite, there's the bottom end, and there's the triangle of the kite. That is happening on August the 1st. And guess where it's happening? Let me show you. Oh man, how am I going to do this? Oh God, I got to find a way to do this better. There's got to be a way. Thank you. Oh, okay, Kaylee. A kite is when you have a grand trine, which is a big, fat, harmonious triangle made up of 3 separate trines. Trine, 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 which is 120 degrees. It's a 120 degree aspect between one thing and another thing. And when you put all 3 together, which happens every now and again, you get a grand trine, which is very, very strong, very harmonious, very stabilizing for everybody. And when you have a kite, that's when you have another planet halfway between one of the trines, and it forms the kite shape I'm trying to illustrate here. And the kite is based on 2 separate sextiles. Sextiles are also harmonious. Let me point them out. Okay. See that blob? That's a sextile. See that blob? That's a sextile. See that line? That's the aspect. That's 60 degrees. That's 60 degrees. Can you see the kite shape here? That's very strong, powerful, harmonious, very stabilizing during times of great instability. Why do I say instability? Well, because let me show you. You know what I'm going to do? I'm probably just going to have to do an astrodoodle for the whole freaking thing. I mean, it's almost like I feel like I'm trying too hard to impress people with real charts, with real, technology. It's just not going very well. But anyway, we've started now. We're not going to stop. Here, you will see, this is the cusp. Pluto in Aquarius, 2 degrees. We've been hovering around here for years. I wrote my book years ago about this thing. Global Restructuring, January 2020. And by the time we would get to 2025, we've nudged along about the width of the tip of my pen. That's how slow Pluto moves. So we have a cusp here, a time of great, profound evolutionary change for the whole of society, Earth, humanity, people. It's right here. At the same time as we have Uranus in Gemini over here, 0 degrees. Okay, at the same time that we have effectively what amounts to, well, it's actually Mars is in Virgo, but I'll show you what happens when we cross over a cusp here. It's by angle, it's still a trine. Oh God, let me freaks out. Sorry about that. I'm just going to have to make an astrodoodle. It's much more relaxing. It's more suitable. Okay, so the big fat triangle here is pivoting. There's the kite. And there's another cusp here. Mars moves much faster, of course, than Uranus or Pluto. So in a moment, I'm going to show you an extension of this kite and why it is so profound and radically important as a calendar moment for the whole of humanity. Mars is soon going to be in Libra up here, about a month later. That's going to make the kite even more powerful. This is the energy of revolution over here for the whole of humanity. Pluto in Aquarius. Aquarius is ruled by the planet Uranus. Dun 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 dun! Cue Uranus over here. Come on, cameras. Do your thing. Blessed cameras. Look, there it is. Uranus in Gemini. The energy of revolution, unpredictability, upheaval, radical unpredictability in Gemini, no less. So you add this to this to this, we're looking at major revolution. Okay, now I'm going to rant a little bit on top of that, and then we'll go back to the next step. Uranus is revolution. Wherever it goes, it triggers the energy of revolution. Right now, today in this video, Uranus is in Taurus. So there's a lot of disruption, shock, upheaval, unpredictability with Uranus in Taurus. So we're talking about global financial systems. We're also talking about the planet itself. Massive upheavals that we're witnessing live in real time. Huge shifts in the tectonic plates. Politically, and with people, and with the land, and with the land masses, all the tectonic plates. So what does that imply? We're talking about earthquakes, volcanoes, everything that goes with tectonic plates. That happens in the deep oceans, that happens on land, anywhere you have a tectonic plate. And a while back, there were massive earthquakes in Turkey, and a professional earthquakeologist predicted it in advance, and he was ridiculed by the science community because he said it's going to coincide with a very powerful aspect with Uranus in Taurus. And I went, I guarantee he's correct. And guess what happened? Right on that astrological moment, blam, the weakest astrological and tectonic plate in the world at that time just erupted. He predicted it. He predicted that Turkey had the most fragile tectonic plate structures at that moment in time for the whole of planet Earth. So that's where the pressure was expelled. Blam! Huge earthquakes in Turkey. Thank you, Uranus in Taurus. Okay? So the same energy of disruption, chaos, unpredictability, power, shock, and the energy of waking up is going to change over the next few years, and it's going to move into Gemini. So what is to think about Gemini? What are we talking about? Communications, commerce, trade. Well, we're already seeing that happen. We've been talking about it for the last 4 or 5 years. Uranus in Taurus is still grinding through, just completely disrupting the global economy and the global financial system. I could talk for hours about that. I could do totally separate videos, but it's, I do a kind of a, psychic, astrology, tarot stuff, so a lot of people aren't interested in it. But I am. Anyway, so imagine that. We've got Pluto in Aquarius around the cusp, a couple of degrees before, during, and after. There's the 0 point, which is towards the end of 2024. guess what happens towards the end of 2024 in the United States? There's something called the General voting event. And it's going to be absolutely chaotic. I guarantee, because there's this rebellious character, initials DJT, who is going to turn it all upside down. And there are his opponents who are going to do everything they can to stop this outrageous character from winning. There's a very good chance that he will win. On the other hand, there's tremendous pressure to stop him from winning. It's mind-boggling. The activities by his opponents are out and out criminal, okay? Absolutely criminal. It's what they do in hardcore communist countries like China especially, where if I don't like you, if I'm a boss, I'm a leader, I'm a self-appointed leader, I got to my position through power, corruption, betrayal, bribery, deception, blackmail, and murder. That's how you rise to power in those places. We don't typically do that in the United States. We have something called a constitution where we do things through elections, where we, the people, have a chance to make a decision about what works for us, not what works for the tyrant. Anyway, you'll see why I'm talking about this character in just a moment. Oh, by the way, that was not a secret signal to tell you that in the deep background I'm part of the Illuminati. I'm not. Okay, I'm just telling you I'm not. My channel is TarotLumination, and even though Lumination sounds like Illuminati, it's not. People keep asking me that. If I was part of that crowd, you wouldn't be seeing me. I would be on some kind of super yacht somewhere. I would have, supermodels. I would be able to drink without having a bad liver. I would be able to smoke without having bad lungs. I could say anything, do anything. If I didn't like somebody, I could just have them eliminated. But I'm not that person. Anyway, so Pluto in Aquarius on the cusp. Uranus in Gemini on the cusp. Mars in Libra on the cusp. What does that tell you? Add it all up. Revolution. Including, you could almost say, I guess you could say the word violent, but it'll be a very, very volatile. Mars is not happy in Libra. I think you mentioned that. It's not. It doesn't want to be volatile. There will be a deep resistance to being volatile. But there's also another expression with Libra energy. It is the gentle energy of the rose in a fisted glove. Anyway, Libras don't like getting messed around when it comes to relationships. Let's put it that way. And they will take action if necessary, but they don't like to do it. Anyway, so I just wanted to show you, add it all up. Pluto on the cusp in Aquarius. Uranus in Gemini on the cusp in Aquarius. Mars in Libra on the cusp. Okay? Sorry, Mars in Libra on the cusp. Uranus in Gemini on the cusp. Pluto in Aquarius on the cusp. Yeah, so that's what makes up the triangle. By the way, this is not a secret symbol. I'm just trying to illustrate a triangle, okay? There you go. So anyway, you saw that on the computer. I'm probably going to have to go back and make an astrodoodle about it because it's just makes life a little bit easier, for me anyway. Other astrologers, they're probably much more fluent on their computers and mega dollar softwares, and they can zip around and fly through the universe and whatever, but I'm a little bit impaired, okay? All right. Now, let's go over here. I'm going to do something else. Hello, Esther. Yeah. So, let me go over here. Okay, how am I going to do this? Okay, let's do this again. I'm going to go back. Oh, okay. Please be patient as I stumble through this. All right, so I just showed you this thing here. This is for August 1st, 2025. I pointed out that triangle. I pointed out the energy and theme of revolution, okay? Now we're going to make it a little more precise. Watch this. That's okay, Esther. I'm just sharing, like, there's a part of me, Esther, just to let you know, there's a part of me which is radical. I'm a radical lefty. But I don't talk about it much. There are things that really piss me off about the hardcore right-wingers. But anyway, if I had to pick a side. Anyway, let's have a look. So over here, this is the one I just showed you. Okay, this is the one I just showed you. Now watch this. Okay, so the ascendant's a little bit different, but can you see here? This big fat kite again. I don't know if you can. Here is the centerpiece. There is the triangle. Okay. There is the there is the sextile. There is the sextile. The kite is upside down here. Most people think of kites. When they think of kites, they look at them this way. Maybe you can see it. Okay. There's the kite. Okay, so it's very strong, very powerful, very harmonious, very stabilizing, but of course it's also extremely volatile because by nature we're talking about revolution. Okay, there it is, here, here, and here. Now on this particular date, September 23rd, 2025, we are looking at, where is it? The sun is at 0 on the cusp in Libra, okay? So this is a very powerful, very tight kite. Here, 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 here. Revolution, radical, shocking, unavoidable, irreversible revolution, and it's going to happen in America more than anywhere else. Well, it's going to happen all over the world, but in America it's going to be very vivid and very obvious, and there's going to be some characters where everything's going to really light up in outrageous terms, and I'm going to be alive to witness this. I'm hoping that we can all be around to witness things, okay? So, let me go over here. How am I going to do this? Yeah. So, what I'm trying to do is point out, if you think of me as a weatherman, okay? I've got feelings, views, whatever, like anyone else, but what I'm trying to do with this little video here is do a very advanced projection years ahead. Because it's very, very precise. And this has been building up for a long time. Remember, I wrote this book years and years ago about the date of January 2020. Everything in here has come to pass. Okay? And that's what's so disturbing. I'm not saying I'm a fortune teller. All I'm saying is that with a certain approach and a perspective, when you look at the astrology, you can start to see patterns and you kind of go, oh my God. There are patterns, and through empirical evidence over hundreds and maybe even thousands of years, there are patterns that are very, very precise and they repeat. So I can pretty much assure everybody on planet Earth that when we get to September 23rd? September 23rd, 2025, it's full on, baby. It's revolution. What does that look like? I don't know. I think it's going to be to do with politics. It's going to be extreme left wing versus extreme right wing. Who is going to prevail? Is it going to be a bunch of I don't know. I don't know who it's going to be, but it's going to be very, very deeply polarized because that's the Pluto energy. With Pluto energy, there's no middle ground. There's nothing. You're either on this side or you're on that side. If you're not on the either side, you are being willfully blind and you're deliberately choosing to step out of the paradigm and just let events occur, and then you will just come back into the surf and the waves once the turbulence is over. I know that I won't be able to avoid what's happening, and so I'm already kind of trying to align myself up in a way that makes sense to me personally. But the theme and the energy of revolution and upheaval is going to become more and more prominent in the global landscape when it comes to communications. YouTubers, mainstream media, alternative media, YouTube channels, Twitter, X, TikTok, Telegram, Discord, all the independent broadcasters, all of that stuff. It's all going to happen, and it's going to reach a monumental point of critical mass. That point of critical mass can be measured in time, and that most accurate I can find is September 23rd, 2025. So if you want to mark your calendars now, go ahead. I wonder if I can do a share. Oh, here's what we'll do. Just show you what because you know how I'm referring to like weather charts. Let me show you another exciting discovery that I had recently. Again, it's on my tablet, so if everything's going to be very shaky, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the screenshots for now, and I'm going to go to this new software I'm using. It's very sweet, fun software. It's called Zoom Earth, and you can see here it shows you parts of plant. No, please stabilize. And it's not going to show up very well, but anyway, I don't know if you can see this. I can move it around, but at this moment in time, for example, let's go over here. This is real time, okay? Now, this is the path of Hurricane Idalia. It already crossed over Florida, causing a lot of damage. It's gone to the Carolinas and through Georgia, and it's going to be heading out into the Atlantic and dissipating, and it's going to possibly merge with some of the energy of another hurricane. This hurricane here, okay, here is Idalia. Okay, it's now around 65 mile an hour winds. Okay, thank you very much. Now look at this beast over here. I don't know where we are. Let me have a look at this one. This one is dissipating, but recently Hurricane Franklin, way out in the middle of the Atlantic, a few days ago it was up at 2 days ago it was up at 150 mile an hour winds. Okay, it was back here a little bit, and so what I'm talking about with the astrology, I feel like I'm doing the same thing. I'm watching things, and when they have these little lines here and squiggles and everything, that's sort of like a prediction of paths, because they've studied these storms for decades, and they can give you a pretty idea with a computer model where the storm has come from and where it's going. Okay, this is Hurricane Franklin. It started over here days ago, zoomed over here on the 28th, 2 days ago. It was at this point 150 mile an hour winds. Now it's slowly dissipating, and they're probably going to merge into one big slooshy mess over here. The next thing that I could share with you, for example, here we are. Have a look at this. This is North America. You probably can't see it very well, but I'll try and illustrate. This is the United States. Actually, let me go in really tight here. There is the California, Oregon, Washington, West Coast. Okay, Washington, Oregon, California, blah, 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 all the way down there. Let me tighten it up Now look at all these massive fires. Look at all these fires. That's up in Canada. All of this stuff is Canada. All these red blobs are active fires, but when you go in really tight, you'll see there are hundreds and hundreds of fires, not just 50. Okay? Now, a while back, I'm going way over to China. Okay, have a look over here. You know how I talk about China and Saturn in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces? It's a nightmare for China. So, a few weeks ago, China was pummeled. Millions and millions of people made homeless by astronomical biblical flooding all over here from hurricanes and typhoons that look like this. Well, it's not over. See, at this very point right now, just outside, it's probably Shanghai, right outside, it's very close to Hong Kong. There is a massive storm here. Here's a massive storm. It's happening right now, 145 mile an hour winds. That's huge. Okay, is anybody talking about it? But it's happening. It's right off the coast of Hong Kong. It's going to bring devastation to a lot of people. And it's predictable. They can see it days in advance. This is the predicted pathway, but that's days ahead from now. And there's another massive storm up here, also heading in direct hit to China. And where do you find Beijing? Where's Beijing? Anyway. Oh, there's Shanghai. Shanghai's way up there. Okay, anyway. There's another massive hurricane heading in. Okay, over here. You see? 75 miles an hour. Hurricane Hannah. It's mind-boggling. Yes, Jaylee, Earth is angry. It's just doing what it does. Kaylee, you're very observant. Yeah, things have changed profoundly. Now, there's Shanghai. Now, look at this. Here's another example. Here's Shanghai, okay? And there's a projected pathway because there's another massive hurricane out here, and it's probably going to grow. And they're calling this one Tropical Storm Severe Kirogi. Right now, it's 65 miles an hour winds, and it's not that huge. But it might grow. I don't know. But that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to illustrate that these huge storms, they have storm paths that are sort of predictable. They can predict within a few miles here and there where it's going to go and where it's not going to go. And they can do it days and weeks in advance. All I'm saying is that with the way I do astrology, you can do the same thing. We can do it years in advance, okay? I can predict from 250 years from now, the United States is going to go through another revolution. But I don't know if YouTube will be around or I'll be around. But anyway, that's what I'm trying to convey here. Let's have a look. So anyway, I hope that made sense. What I was trying to do, okay, basically mark your calendars. Expect the unexpected. The unexpected will actually be expected, but the nature and the details, I don't know. We're going to be talking about it over the next few years anyway, so I can't help it. It's going to be mixed in a little bit with the regular astrology and tarot that actually is more geared towards you, the individual. I'm just talking about planet Earth right now. So anyway, yeah, mark your calendars. Middle to late 2025, it's going to be revolution. What does that look like in detail? I have a pretty good idea, but I'm too scared to talk about it on the channel right now. So there you go. Anyway, yeah. I'm going to leave it at that. Yeah, the thing is, like, see, Kaylee is saying it's nothing to do with politics. In a way it is. I mean, everybody's political. Nobody wants to be, but in the end, politics. It's about policy. And like, for example, what's happening in America, in the world right now, is a result of policy. All the things that are happening with global finance, global politics, war, very evil behavior, very, very good behavior, they are all result of policy. Policy is the energy of politics as expressed by people who have found their way into positions of power where they can actually enforce, enact, impose, suggest policy. So either one way or another we're affected, and how you feel it all works is, everybody has their own different opinions. I have my own. I've been into so much trouble for voicing my opinions. I've had all sorts of videos, deleted, released, canned, demonetized. My channel was struck out for months. I couldn't do anything for, 2 or 3 months. It was horrific, just horrific. Just because I have views and opinions that differ from the mainstream media who try to dictate their version of the truth. And I don't comply because I don't believe them. No, I'm not trying to trigger a political debate. I'm trying to illustrate that we can see into the future. We can anticipate revolution. And it's time to start preparing now. I'm hoping that maybe this video will help people figure out, who am I? Where do I belong? Where do I stand in this? What am I going to do to prepare myself? What's going to happen? Is my life going to be impaired? Is it going to be better? I have no idea. We're going to find out as we go along, okay? Anyway, I just did a video earlier today. You might want to check that out because that goes into some of the ingredients of the germinations of revolution. And those germs, those seeds are already fermenting and sending out tentacles, okay, for better or worse. So please check out that video, okay? I'm gonna stop the stream now and wish all of you. Actually, wait a minute. How am I going to do this? Because of the. Give me a second. I'm just going to play out some music with my farewell notes here. Okay, so give me a moment, and then we'll end this gracefully. Okay. Let's have a look. Yeah, here we go. Good night. See you Sunday.